guys are really, really good dancers, and the archipelago, I have like chills running down my spine. But anyway, that concludes the first half of our show. We're going to go into an intermission, but before we do that, I'm going to introduce Lem from PSBC to speak about the Typhoon. Lem.
Good evening, everybody. Again, I want to thank you all for coming out tonight. It means a lot for all of us to have you here at Kamayan, and for the first time in a long time, it's here at Boston College. My name is Lem. I'm a sophomore currently serving as External Affairs Representative for the Philippine Society of Boston College. And I'm here speaking on behalf of District 1, PSBC, and BC's Typhoon Relief Initiative. Every 2 years, I go back to the Philippines to reconnect with my family, reacquaint myself with my culture, and to do some service work. My most recent visit was 3 months ago, where I spent most of my time in Luzon and in Leyte, specifically in my father's hometown of Tacloban. I left the Philippines, the place that I've grown to love, eager to return once more. But after watching the news, reading the reports, and hearing briefly from family and friends in the area, I can hardly recognize the Philippines of today. Currently, my aunt is housing people in the same house that she and my father grew up in. And while she is safe and well, I know that there are many others, many others, who are not as fortunate and are in desperate need of help, of our help. Tonight, we are gathered not only to celebrate a distinct culture, but also to stand in solidarity with our fellow Kamayan. Tonight, we are accepting donations to put towards relief efforts through Catholic Youth Services just outside, and we accept both cash and credit donations. Tonight, I ask you to remember the faces and the stories of a people half the world away whose way of life has been destroyed. Every contribution is a step towards putting a nation back on its feet, a roof over a family's head, and food on their plates. It's a step towards rebuilding lives and returning to some sense of normalcy. But most of all, it's a renewal of hope for their safety and for their future, that things can and will get better. Filipinos are some of the most resilient and the toughest people out there. And if you don't believe me, I'll introduce you to my grandparents. They endured earthquakes, typhoons, volcanic eruptions, and world wars time and time again. And yet still, at the end of the day, they somehow find a reason to smile and to be grateful. Over the past few days, I have been overwhelmed by the outpouring of support shown here in Boston for those affected. I, as well as my family, both here in the Philippines, are so grateful. Please, keep the victims of Typhoon Haiyan in your thoughts, your prayers, and in your hearts. They will be in mine. Again, I thank you so much, and please, give what you can.
Now we do have the cash box outside if you guys want to make donations. And at this time, we're going to start an intermission, which will last about 10 minutes, so make sure you